This is a blacklight meter, or an ultraviolet meter. It's used to determine whether or not the black lights we're using are bright enough. It measures in microwatts per centimeter squared. Now, there is a sensor. This white spot is where you want to get your brightest part of the beam in. And you turn on the meter by flipping this switch here. And as you can see, we're getting a reading of 0. That's because there is no ultraviolet light on the sensor right now. Okay, we're going to have a look at a black light here. And before we take anything apart, I'm going to unplug this black light. Okay. Now, let's go back over to it like this and just go on to it a little more head on here. Now, the handle was just sitting in here like this, but this black light, it has a lens on here. It's held on by a piece of rubber. A lot better than it used to be. So this piece of rubber holds the lens, and this lens just pops out of the rubber. So if you ever do break a lens, and they are pretty easy to break, it's not really hard to replace. It's a matter of minutes as soon as your light cools down, because boy do these get hot. And that's usually why they break too, is that someone drops a drop of water on these if you're using a water-based MPI solution, and it cracks pretty ferociously. Okay, as far as the light goes, this is a mercury vapor bulb, and it's 100 watts, and space. So that's all there is to that, really. And if you look inside here, you'll notice that there's a wire steadying square, I guess. And that's really important that goes back in. Don't think that, oh, it's not an important part of the lamp, because it really is. So I'm going to put that back in there. And you'll see, like when I put this bulb in here, it's actually going to hold the sides of the bulb tight. Because this is a very, very heavy bulb. And without that retaining ring, it'll tend to move around a lot, and that's one of the things that happens with these bulbs, other than just wearing out, is you break the base. So remember, this whole light is all unplugged. So make sure it's tight, but not too tight. Put your lens back on. It just goes on like a coffee lid almost. Make sure it's all clipped in, punched in, right? Then we put it back to where it was, like that. And I'm going to go plug it in again. And then I want to show you where you turn this thing on. Now, you can see, I'll just move that this way just a little bit, and you can see the switch is right here, and I'm going to hit that switch, and you notice that it's lit up now. So that's one of the ways you know that it's actually on and working. Because the black light itself is going to take probably 5 minutes to warm up at least, and you can see right now it is purple, but I don't know if the light can see it yet, or the camera can see it yet. Oh yeah, you can, sort of, in the reflection. See that? So I'm just going to turn this off, and we're going to wait for 5 minutes for this thing to warm up. There you can see it starting to come alive there. Rather quickly actually. So, okay, 5 minutes. I'll be right back. So, 5 minutes has passed. We've let our black light warm up. And right now, we want to see if it has enough intensity at 15 inches to the sensor. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on the power ultraviolet meter. And then I'm going to back out here. And now you can see that the sensor is down there at the bottom. And you can see that it is 15 inches away from the black light. Okay, so let's just sort of go about like that. And I'm going to go turn off the lights. And let's see what sort of reading we can get here. First of all, I'd like to show you something right here. Like, right about there. That should work. Okay. Now, take away this ruler now. What I want to show you is, and I'm just going to bring it in here a little bit, like this, is that there is a real bright spot. Now, I'm going to turn off this other light. You can see it there too, but I think this can handle it. There he is. There you go. So, you can see it here, right? So that's what we want. That's where we want to put our sensor. So we put our sensor right in the middle of that bright light, right? Now, I'm just going to move it around a little bit. You see, when I move it out of the hot spot, you see the readings start to drop. So I'm going to go more towards the middle of the hot spot. Let's see how high of a reading we can get. This is in microwatts per centimeter squared. Still going up, oh, going down. So I can go this way a little bit. Will it go hot? No. How about this way? No. So 2120. Yeah, around 2120 or so. So that's it. We only need 1,000 microwatts. So we have more than enough. Remember, don't touch the black light lens. It is incredibly hot. And if you do unplug it, it's going to take 5 minutes to come back on again. There's a thermal switch in there. And whenever you work on the light, make sure you unplug it.